Hey, how you doing, guys? Had a topic I wanted to discuss and cover. A different one this time. It's going to be a little bit different from my others. That being my top six favorite scream queens, or someone who I refer to as a scream queen, or who you might not agree with because you have a different opinion on it. Well, mine's different. So take it or leave it. This is my list. You have your list. These will be my top six favorite Scream Queens. And not everybody's going to have the same list. Come on. Some people like Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2 and April Fool's Day, who's also good. But would she be in my top list? No, not really. I'll give her the credit, but again, you have your list and I have mine. So, anyway, to start off, I'm going to throw credit to Janet Leigh, who is, again, I said top six. I guess I meant top seven. Yep, because my original is actually Jamie Lee Curtis. But then I have to give credit to Janet Leigh, first of all, because Janet Leigh was technically our first original Scream Queen when you think about it. Her being in the Psycho film, being the girl that gets stabbed to death in the shower, in the original Psycho from 1960. That's Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, Janet Leigh, and she did a great job in that role. So I do have to give credit to her. But my number one Scream Queen is going to be Jamie Lee Curtis, only because I've seen her in more horror films. Where Janet Leigh I've only seen in Psycho, so it's hard for me to label her a Scream Queen. But I'm giving her credit. I'm giving her the credit. But her daughter did more, like Halloween and Prom Night and Terror Train, films like that. And Jamie Lee Curtis was a great scream queen, and she, over the years, she was in our later Halloween films, which not everyone's fond of, and she, of course, H2O, a tough mama bear, protecting her cub, shit like that, which she was great in. And I love her in H2O. And some people shit on that film. I love that film. And some people say it's kind of like a Scream film. But that's what I love about it, is that it's like a Scream film. With the vibe and just the way it's done. It's exactly like a Scream film. With the music and to the aesthetics of it and the vibe and just the way the door comes open and literally Michael Myers acts like Ghostface. He acts like Ghostface. He does. But yeah, my first favorite Scream Queen would have to go to Jamie Lee Curtis for sure. Of course, giving credit to Janet Leigh, her mother, who was in our first classic film Psycho from 1960. Number two, I'm gonna go Danielle Harris. Um, we've seen Danielle Harris in a number of films over the years, from new to old, from old to new. Started out in Halloween 4, I believe. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Also, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, which I have found with both those films. Definitely love the fourth one more. And then later on, we'll see her in Rob Zombie's Halloween, which she did a good job as Annie. Because even though not everybody is a big fan of Halloween from Rob Zombie, I enjoy her role in that. I enjoy her as Annie. She's a good Annie. So bite me. Because I think that Danielle Harris kicks the hell out of that role. I think Danielle Harris is a perfect Annie. I can think of no better Annie. okay, without her. But the original did good, yes. Um, there's just something about Danielle Harris for me, you know? A lot of depth to her character from the first Halloween to the second, and of course, me being a sucker for Brad Dourif. I don't know what it is. We've seen Danielle Harris in a number of films like Hatchet, and was that the what was the other film? Of course, Urban Legend, The Haunting of Mary, or something like that. See No Evil 2, which she was a perfect scream queen. She was perfect in that movie. So let's see. From Danielle Harris, we got Halloween 4, Halloween 5, See No Evil 2, Urban Legend. So it's a fair amount, you know. It's a fair amount. That's why I put her up there. And Hatchet 2. She was in the Hatchet sequels, so it's fair for me to put her up on that list. I think because she deserves it, and she was a terrific Annie. So, and you might not agree. Well, this is my list again. It's my list. No. Ah. Yeah. Yes. So that's Jamie Lee Curtis, Danielle Harris for number 2. Because I love Danielle Harris. I really do. I wish that I could have met her over the years. I wish I could have gone to a convention of some sort, but money's been so hard to keep and it's been so tight because I gotta buy food and I gotta fucking live, so there's shit like that. And number 3 would go to Neve Campbell from our Scream franchise, who's a perfect Scream queen for the Scream series. Talented, strong, independent character. And, we've seen her in other films like The Wild Things, which is that's one that's pretty controversial and definitely more sexual than her other roles. But yeah, definitely give it to Neve Campbell for number 3 for me, and she does a great job as Sydney Prescott, our final girl, our lead. Just she's smart, she's relatable, she's having a fun time portraying that character. She does a good job portraying the character of someone who's broken and they're trying to fix themselves slowly at a time, like piece by piece. They're trying to fix themselves, and it's hard to do that because bodies keep turning up around her. So it's hard for her to. She can't trust anybody, you know. She can't trust a soul. Definitely have to give it to Neve Campbell for the roles that she played. Even if it was just Scream, she did a fantastic job. She'll forever be my favorite. One of them. Number 3. Number 4, this is going to be controversial. And some might not agree, but I'm going to go there. So that's what I like to do. I like to trigger people. So I'm going to go Vera Farmiga, who we've seen in a show and movies like The Conjuring, Conjuring 2, Conjuring 3. She was the mother in Bates Motel. She is Norma Louise Bates, the mother of Norman. Yes, Vera Farmiga. That is my 4th and favorite Scream Queen who deserves that title. The reason I say that is because I enjoy her movies, but it's not just because I enjoy her movies. I enjoy her acting. She does a great job with her acting. I believe her as this character every single time. As this, for Norman Bates, I believe her as this mother character who wants to take care of her boy, but he's mentally ill and she can't control it, and she's scared and she's got anxiety and she's got issues. So she has a hard enough time taking care of herself, let alone her son, you know. And we've seen her in the Conjuring franchise kick ass, take down some fucking demons with Patrick Wilson. That's a lot of fun. And not everybody's a fan of the Conjuring universe, but I am. So I don't. Again, not everybody's gonna agree with me. I'll probably get some nasty remarks or whatever, you know, and just this is how I feel. These are my favorite Scream Girls, horror related female sort of leads. So that'd be Jamie Lee Curtis as number one, giving credit to Janet Leigh from Psycho, Danielle Harris, Neve Campbell, and Vera Farmiga as number four. And number five, I'm going to give it to, again, this is going to be 20 times more controversial. Because even though she's new, I've seen her in a number of movies now, and it's like she's earned that title, and I sort of respect her. And this is going to be very, very controversial. I'm going to get so much hate, but that's okay. Let me just take this drink. Right. Please don't hate me. But Jenna Ortega, our new Wednesday, also portraying a lead girl in the Scream franchise. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, also in the film X. She does a good job. Okay, I'm just... She already has her own series. She's already worked very, very hard for what she has. From Wednesday to Scream to X to... What's there's another one. There's another one, come on. I just feel like she deserves that title at this point. And not everybody's gonna agree with me, and I don't care. But that's how I feel. I think she's earned that title. She's done enough work. Okay, Jenna Ortega was an actress before all those films, but within a matter of 3 years, she became Wednesday. She was in the Scream franchise and X, but that was all within 1 year. Could you imagine having all those roles to work on within 1 year? And having to portray all these different characters at once. It'd be so hard, I feel like. And that's why I give her credit. So take it or leave it. Number 6, Mia Goth. That will be my 6th favorite Scream Queen. Again, in X, Pearl, the new one, Maxine, which I did not see, but I can give her credit for Pearl and X and a number of other films like Marrow Bone. So she was in she was in other films before that too. She's done a good job in the horror franchise. The other one, it's a movie where it's sort of this island. And this couple go on the island, and Mia Goth is there with her boyfriend, but she's sort of like... She's sort of a villain. It's a Blood Pool. Hang on. Let me see here. Infinity Pool. That's right, Infinity Pool. Fuck, I didn't even have to look. I remembered that quick. So yes, Mia Goth has done Marrowbone, which is one of her earliest. You know, she's done X, Infinity Pool, Pearl, and now Maxine. So she has earned her title as a horror queen. She has. So yeah, I mean, those are my favorite six. You might not agree. That's okay. Again, Mia Goth does a good job in X. Um, yeah, the movie's kind of sleazy, right? You could say whatever you want about it. I thought she did a good job. I thought all the actors did a good job. Again, Jenna Ortega was in X, so Jenna Ortega and Mia Goth. It's almost like those two were in competition together. They were like, okay, who could do more horror films, me or you? And they have this sort of competition. I don't know if that's uh, maybe that's how I'm viewing it, but it seems like that. But yeah, I have my list and you have yours. So that's Jamie Lee Curtis, giving credit to Janet Leigh. Again, Janet Leigh was not in a lot of movies. She was not. That I know of. Jamie Lee Curtis was in horror, comedy, all kinds of things. But I feel like she worked better in horror. You know, with Prom Night and Terror Train. Even as the Mother Bear and H2O. And then the original Halloweens. Always worked good and just so natural with her role. Very natural. Really reminds you of the way that a high school girl would really be. Same with Danielle Harris as Annie. Natural. Neve Campbell, natural, shy, high school girl. But strong. Kicks ass. Takes names. She's sort of quiet, observant. Vera Farmiga, Jenna Ortega, and Mia Goth. All of them great. My favorites right now, as of right now. I'll probably watch a few other horror films lately and change my mind, but right now this is what I'm going with, so not everybody's going to agree. Not everyone's going to have the same choice as me. I mean, but yeah, again, I think I'll put Janet Leigh first. Just because of Psycho. I mean, she does deserve it. And plus, she was in H2O. If you watch H2O with Jamie Lee Curtis, Janet Leigh was in that too. Like, Janet Leigh was the woman who was at the car. She was, I don't know, like a secretary of the school. She kept popping up on Jamie Lee Curtis's character. And she said, "We're all entitled to one good scare. Happy Halloween." The woman who got in her car, you'll know her if you see her. But yeah, that was Janet Leigh. I do love H2O. H2O gets a lot of shit. I love that film. That's one of my favorite Halloween films. I would definitely give it to H2O to be one of my favorites. But yeah, those are my favorite Scream Queens. You let me know yours down below if you want, you know. That's the way I feel. Maybe you won't agree. That's okay. But again, it's going to be controversial. You know, I get on this platform and I just speak my mind. So, but yes, Jamie Lee Curtis, number 1. Number 2, Danielle Harris. Number 3, Neve Campbell. Number 4, Vera Farmiga from Bates Motel and the Conjuring series. Jenna Ortega, number 5. Number 6, Mia Goth. So yeah, and I'm super excited about the new Beetlejuice. I cannot wait for the new Beetlejuice. That's the other one I was thinking of for Jenna Ortega. She was Wednesday. She was in X. She was in the Scream films, and now she's gonna be in Beetlejuice. You're really making a name for yourself there. That's right. You're a Scream queen, like I say. That's why you deserve it. So yes, you can feel the way that you want to. Let me know your thoughts down below, though. Thank you for watching.